when you are ready to add colors and fabrics to your quilt. This is also done through the library. You can click on the color button to add colors, and as you can see, there are 3 categories of colors. You have dark, midtones, and light tones. You can add color by selecting the color you wish to add and then clicking on that particular area of the quilt. If you want to go back to a blank color, click on the blank and come and click on that particular part of the quilt. You can also add fabrics to your quilt. Click on Fabrics and then click on the category of fabric you wish to open. There are many different categories of fabrics in Quilter, and you can scan your own and import fabrics from websites as well. This will be covered in a later video. Click on the fabric category that you wish to work with, and you can begin selecting your fabrics to place on your quilt. Select the fabric and click on To Palette. It is then displayed in the library and also added to your palette. Continue to select fabrics and send them to your palette by clicking on the fabric and then clicking on To Palette. This isn't a guarantee that you're going to use them on the quilt. It just gives you a selection of fabrics to choose from. You can always go back and choose others as well. And it is okay to go to a different category of fabric and choose a different category. And again, selecting the color, sending it to the palette. If you decide you want to remove a color, you can click on it and drag it to the trash can, and that will remove it from your palette. You can also rearrange colors. If you want to select a color and move it somewhere in the palette, you can also do this. This may be helpful if you want to see if the 2 colors will work well together. If you want to preview a fabric in its actual size, hold down the Alt key and click on the fabric. The fabric will be shown in 1:1 size. Release your mouse to return to normal view. Once you choose your fabrics, you can begin to place them on the quilt. Select a fabric, and if you hold down the Control key, it will be added to all the similar blocks. If you change your mind, you can select a new fabric and click on Fabrics Used, and all the blocks will be replaced with that one fabric. I can also hold down the Control key and add that same fabric to all the border. If I decide I want to replace only certain blocks, I can select the fabric and then click on only those blocks to place that new fabric over the old fabric. Holding down the Control key will set this fabric in all the similar position and shaped triangles. I can also add the fabric to the lower yellow triangle that same way. Then select another fabric, again holding down the Control key to set those fabrics. Now let's say I wanted to add the same color to all the green. That's very easy to do. I can come up here and select my color and click on Colored Used, and all those blocks are changed to that fabric. I'll add my sashing next, and if I don't have the fabric I want, I can always go get that fabric and then add it to the sashing. And there I'll complete my sashing. You can save your quilt at this point by going to File, Save As. And this is an ARQ extension. You can name this file, navigate to the location to save the file, and click on Save.